Defiance is what the people of Hama are demonstrating to the government. Despite the crippling siege and sporadic shelling of some neighborhoods, people still took to the streets demanding an end to the Syrian regime. Scores have been killed in Hama since the weekend, but its residents are determined not to let the army into their town.
Yeah, the position in the street is very cautious, the people. We hear sniper shots from time to time, some mortar shots. We don't know if targeting somebody or just on the air threatening people who come closer.
Syrian army tanks are deployed at the edges of the city now. Syrian video released earlier by an anti-government group shows the tanks in Hama, their guns at the ready. Activists insist their protests are peaceful and that they are being brutally attacked by the government forces using heavy weapons. But on state television, it's a different picture, allegedly showing armed men on the streets of Hama. The government insists these are the people it's fighting, armed gangs attacking the army and residents in Hama alike, closing down roads and manning checkpoints. During the same newscast, disturbing and graphic picture, Syrian TV insists they show the bodies of Syrian soldiers being thrown from a bridge into a river by armed men. Some cheer as the corpses hit and float into the water. But activists have told Al Jazeera they can't even be sure the bridge is in Hama, and they say the victims are protesters, not soldiers. As always, it's hard to independently verify these pictures and their provenance, but what we can tell is that this is how the government appears to justify its brutal actions. The opposition also insists there are no armed groups in Hama, only peaceful protesters demonstrating against a dictatorial regime. The attack on Hama has also triggered demonstrations elsewhere in the country to show support for the people there. In Tell, Homs, Latakia and Muaddamiyya, people took to the streets, risking their lives as they did so. Funerals have again been held in cities across Syria. Rula, Amin, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
Jazeera is not allowed into Syria at the moment, so Rula joins us now from neighbouring Beirut. So Rula, growing international condemnation, is there any sign that President Assad is going to take any notice of this?
No, there is no sign. For the government, the priority is to contain the situation on the ground, no matter what the price is in terms of PR and international relations. This is their priority, and it seems that all this pressure on the government is not bringing any results in terms of ending the crackdown.
And Rula, just explain to us how Ramadan makes a difference to the protests at the moment.
Well, take an example tonight. Today, people fast during the day. After they end their fast, they break the fast and eat. They usually go to the mosques in the thousands. They go to the mosque to pray, to eat, to debate, to discuss, to have religious lessons. And in Syria, it's a chance for people to gather inside the mosque without the government interfering. Following these prayers, the evening prayers, they usually go out in protest. Today, we saw similar protests in the suburbs of Damascus, inside the capital, in Homs, in Latakia, even in Dar'a. And most of these protests were confronted by the security forces with live bullets and many arrests. But for the opposition, it's a chance to use that gathering of people, to mobilize people onto the streets in larger numbers. They want the protest to swell, not only to spread. They want to try to get to a turning point where the pressure on the government is intolerable and the government will have to give in.
OK, Rula, thanks very much indeed for your thoughts on that story. Thank you.